welcome back. It's 8:25, still to come at 8:30. We'll have all the latest traffic, travel news and weather, and Mike Bradley will be here with the final sporting roundup. Then from 8:45 we'll be finding out about the Library Theatre's current production, The Glee Club, so plenty to stick around for.
But first, bad manners, and we're not talking about the 80s pop band. There is no excuse. We hit the streets of Manchester to find out what really gets on people's wick.
It really annoys me when people spit on the floor and wrong litter.
Swearing. I'm really annoyed by people when they sit on trains and things using the mobile.
Disrespect.
Mobile phones at bank counters, for example, really rude.
Those people pushing in front of you in a queue.
Swearing, hitting people, being rude.
Swearing, ignorance.
Pushing past.
Yeah, I hate that, especially when you're in the street.
Or trying to get on the tram and people just barge you.
You have to say please and thank you. Yes, bad manners, bumping into each other.
I mean, it doesn't cost you anything to be polite. Excuse me, thank you.
It's just people when they blank you.
Not saying please and thank you. Opening doors.
Fighting in public.
Not apologising, not saying hello.
Ignorance.
I've just come off the metro now. One person sitting on two seats with their feet out.
Not saying please and thank you.
Or swearing.
When people spit, I just think it's really disgusting. There's no need for it though. When there's no need for something. Oh.
Swearing.
No please or thank you.
I find it annoying, people using mobile phones, iPod, playing music in the public, in the buses and all that. It's not very nice.
Rudeness, ignorance.
People not getting up on the train or the bus when an older person comes in or a pregnant lady.
Well, plenty to think about there. And joining us this morning is Mr. Manners himself. It's William Hanson. A very good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure, sir.
He's a very polite young man, isn't he? Some of the common ones we had there was spitting, using your mobile phone in public, bad manners and swearing are probably some of the common ones there. What's your absolute bugbear when it comes to bad manners and etiquette? What really gets your goat?
I think just forgetting the basics, the please and thank yous, the smiling at people, acknowledging that other people in this planet exist and not just ourselves. It's the basics that, when people forget them, that's what really, gets my wick.
Have we lost our way somewhat in today's society? We've got this breakneck speed in which people live their lives and go to work and enjoy themselves and kind of try and fit a family life inside that as well, that somehow we've become a little bit misguided as regards to how we relate to each other.
Yes, we live in a time-poor society. We expect everything instantly. Emails, text messages, we just expect them. Even I get cross when I don't get a response on a text message instantly, even though no one's perfect. But we have to remember that, there are other things in the world, and we have become very selfish, I think, and manners are selfless. And they are about other people, and they're not about yourself. So, yes, I think we have, but we just need repointing slightly.
Well, we as Brits have this self-righteous attitude in the sense that we delivered etiquette to the world. We taught people how to be well behaved. But are we perhaps fallen on our own sword?
Yes, I think we have. I mean, there's a programme on a television station at the moment, digital, called The World's Strictest Parents, and that's where they send UK teens into foreign countries to live with other parents, and it's amazing because the other countries are far, more polite, and all the foreign parents will say, "I thought Britain was supposed to be the home of good manners," and 21st century Britain, I don't think it is, which is sad, really. There's not a lot. Well, there is a lot we can do about it, but it's sad that.
We were talking before we were live, and my mother received a book on etiquette from my grandmother on how to pronounce her words properly, how the proper etiquette at the dinner table. Do you think we should perhaps bring that back?
Yes.
A bit patronising.
Well, obviously, if you get, Debrett's, which is the main etiquette authority, I suppose, apart from me, obviously. Has just published a new sort of glossy book, which is much more up-to-date and much 21st century. And my friend expressed an interest in it, and I bought it for his birthday. And I said, now, please don't take this the wrong way. This isn't supposed to be an insult. My grandmother gave me Debrett's the old edition for my 12th Christmas. And she said, you don't necessarily need it. I just think that you'll find it interesting. And I did. I didn't think I would, but actually I did. But yes, I think, there are loads of books at the moment. Top of the bestseller list are all these self-help manners guides. So there is, I think we should, that is something that we can do, is give people books. But trouble is with these books, in my opinion, is they're far too lengthy. And in our time-poor society, we're not going to want to sit down and read a whole sort of tome with sort of no pictures and a barrage of text. We want snappy bullet points.
Here's an idea for you, William. You could send out a text message a day, blanket text message to people of just one kind of little rule of etiquette a day.
That's a great idea. When should we start now?
Surely they can't read it in public because that's an etiquette faux pas, isn't it? It's a very romanticised view that you have there of teaching younger people the way to behave. But how receptive are they going to be, do you think?
They have been quite receptive, actually. So far, touch wood, they have generally, I mean, you get over the initial sniggers and then actually they realise that actually this is quite important and what I am saying and others are saying is, you know, of use to them and will be more use to them than any degree, any GCSEs, because manners, you can take it anywhere.
Well, that's interesting you say, 'cause that leads on to the fact of how it's going to be beneficial to your life in the sense of whether getting a job or whether it be out, or not just including your interpersonal relationships with people.
Exactly, yes. I mean, it will affect, you know, employers will not just look for qualifications, they'll look for how you conduct yourself in the interview, how you appear, how you speak, how you, well, also, you know, how you've presented your CV, because if you present your CV in a very sloppy way, that's bad manners, because you're going, the employer or prospective employer is going to have to strain themselves to read it. But if it's in a nice, clear and methodical way, then that's good manners.
In the way that I like to do with all our guests is to put them on the spot before they leave. And how about one tip for the day? So for people who are about to perhaps go to work or about to leave the house or going to snuggle up in front of the telly all day today, something that they could perhaps hold dear for these 24 hours before we think of something for tomorrow.
Respect other people and respect the views of others and just put people at ease.
Respect. Well, there you go. That's the word for the day. And we're going to be posing some of these etiquette challenges to William, taking him out onto the streets of Manchester in some rather special stories, I believe.
Thank you very much,
Cheers.
William. Don't mess with William. He may look meek and mild.
Now, after the break, all the latest traffic, travel news and weather.